The courtroom of Judge Ebony K. Williams was a place where the air felt thick with the weight of truth and the pursuit of fairness. It was not merely a room of wood and stone, but a sanctuary where the complex threads of human lives were untangled. The sunlight filtered through the windows, casting long shadows across the polished floor. Behind the high bench, the nameplate stood as a silent sentinel, bearing the name Judge Ebony K. Williams. To those who entered, that name represented more than a title. It was a promise. Judge Ebony looked out at the room with a gaze that was both sharp and deeply empathetic. She often told those who stood before her that the only thing that mattered in this particular courtroom was how she saw the situation. Her perspective was a unique tapestry woven from different corners of the country. She carried the warmth and soul of North Carolina by way of Louisiana, tempered with a certain West Coast cool and sharpened by a New York edge. This blend allowed her to see through the noise and find the heart of any matter. She scanned the room, noticing the tension between the two individuals standing at the podiums. "Do we have a problem, ma'am?" she asked, her voice calm but firm. The woman, Anna Porter, looked up and shook her head. "No, I do not, Your Honor," she replied. For Judge Ebony, equal justice was the cornerstone of her philosophy. It was about the most important values of the country, such as freedom and integrity. These were the ideals she strived for every single day. She understood that while a person might run their own household, once they stepped into her courtroom, they were part of a larger quest for accountability. Judge Ebony had chosen to become an attorney and pursue the law because she wanted to be a voice for the voiceless. She believed that a court must hold people accountable for their actions, regardless of who they were. Her bench saw people from all sectors of life, whether they were black, white, purple, gay, straight, or queer. That diversity was the very essence of what equal justice with Judge Ebony K. Williams was all about. On this particular day, the case before her involved Anna Porter and Gabriel Castillo. The dispute was centered on a shared bank account and the choices made with the money inside it. Anna Porter claimed that her boyfriend had used funds from their joint account to purchase jewelry for two other women. Gabriel Castillo, on the other hand, argued that Ms. Porter was well aware that their relationship was not exclusive. He had filed a counterclaim for the exact same amount that she was seeking. Judge Ebony looked at her notes. "I have here Ms. Anna Porter as my plaintiff," she began. "I see you are suing for $1,867. And then I see Gabriel Castillo here as my defendant. Sir, you are countersuing for the exact same amount, $1,867. Gabriel nodded and confirmed that the amount was correct. "Ms. Porter," Judge Ebony said, turning her attention to the young woman, "why are we in court today?" Anna took a deep breath, her voice steady, but tinged with the pain of betrayal. "I decided to take this to court because my ex, Gabriel, and I shared a joint bank account. He purchased 3 diamond necklaces using the money from that joint account." Judge Ebony leaned forward, her interest piqued. "Oh, that is nice," she remarked. "One for you?" "Very nice, yes," Anna agreed. "But there were 2 other necklaces for the 2 other women he was seeing at the same time." Judge Ebony paused, her eyes widening slightly. "I am sorry. 2 for the who?" "2 other women," Anna repeated. 2 other women that he was seeing. "So, I would like half of that money back." The judge absorbed this information. "So, he used a joint bank account that you two shared to buy necklaces for 2 other women that he was seeing at the same time he was seeing you." "Sadly, that is correct," Anna said. Judge Ebony turned to Gabriel. "Mr. Castillo, that is quite the accusation. What do you have to say about that?" Gabriel looked at the judge, his expression one of calm explanation. "Your Honor, this is a big misunderstanding. I love Anna, and—" "You still love her today?" The judge interrupted. "Yes, I do," Gabriel replied. "And I know. Are you two still together?" "No," they both answered. Gabriel continued his thought. "I never did anything outside our terms. I talked about it, and I never did anything wrong. And that is why I am suing her." The word terms caught the judge's attention. "So he is talking about terms, Ms. Porter. What were the terms of this relationship that you two maintained?" Anna looked down for a moment before meeting the judge's eyes. "I think it would be easier if I gave you our background," she suggested. "Please do," Judge Ebony encouraged. Anna began to tell the story of their beginning. Their mutual friend, Sarah, had introduced them 4 years ago. It started with a blind date, something neither of them was usually comfortable with. But they gave it a shot. "Well, you two got lucky," the judge noted. "You are both very attractive people." Anna smiled faintly. "Thank you. To be honest, the first date was not anything that I felt special about. He was a nice guy and we kept in contact over time. And then we ended up seeing each other at a Christmas party. At this Christmas party, it was like a rush of feeling and attraction. Like, why did I not see this before? He was a nice guy with emotional intelligence, which is not common in men, sadly." Judge Ebony offered a small, knowing smile. "I was going to say, and just to be fair, I do not know how common it is in women either. But go ahead." "Fair enough, Your Honor," Anna conceded. "When I felt that and found that in him, it was something special. The spark was there. So we started seeing each other from that point. We started dating, and the entirety of our relationship lasted about 3 years. By the end, we were living together and sharing a joint bank account." The judge nodded, following the timeline. "Go ahead." "We never really talked about marriage until I brought it up as things got serious," Anna explained. "It was about 1 year in. I felt like I had this deep connection, so I brought it up because I had a long-term goal with him. I wanted to be married. When I brought it up to him, it was a nerving reaction. He just was not ready for that kind of commitment and did not know if he ever would be." Gabriel had been honest, and Judge Ebony commended him for that. Often, men would dance around the subject to avoid the consequences of their honesty. She applauded his directness. Anna agreed, noting that it seemed like a grown man response at the time. It showed growth and respect. So, they let it be. They continued their relationship without pressure, taking things as they were. But as time passed, Gabriel reached a decision about what he was comfortable with. He realized that monogamy was not for him. He told Anna that they could either have an open relationship, or they would have to find another path. Anna had expressed that she was a one-person-at-a-time kind of girl. She did not want an open relationship. But she loved him, and they had years of history and a deep connection. She did not want to lose the person she had fallen in love with. In that moment of vulnerability, she made a choice that many people make when they are afraid of losing a partner. Gabriel had made it clear that the only way for them to proceed was if she agreed to his term of non-monogamy. And so, Anna agreed. But she had a condition of her own. Her counter to his term was that she must not know about his other involvements. It was an out-of-sight, out-of-mind agreement. "Exactly," Gabriel said. "Those were the terms." Judge Ebony looked at him. So it was an agreed-upon, consensual, adult, open relationship, but her condition was that she not know about it. That was the deal. "Yes," Gabriel confirmed. "That was the deal." "So why is she sitting here with 3 necklaces, sir?" Judge Ebony asked, her voice dropping to a more serious register. "Why does she even know these other 2 women exist?" Gabriel sighed. "Because she went behind my back to find out. She went into my messages and my cell phone. That is when she found out I had 2 other relationships. I was doing everything she said. I was hiding everything. But she started digging and looking for that. Why go look for information that you have already said plainly you do not want to know?" The judge turned to Anna. "That is a very valid point. Why did you look?" Anna admitted that she had breached his trust, but she had a reason. "I check my bank statements regularly," she explained. "This was a shared account. I was checking our bank statements and I found something." She provided a folder to the bailiff, Elijah, who passed it to the judge. Inside was a bank statement from their shared account showing a purchase at a jeweler. The total was nearly $4,000. Anna had received a beautiful diamond necklace for Christmas, and she had given Gabriel a watch. They were both happy. But the amount on the statement did not match the single necklace she had received. Judge Ebony looked at the jewelry. Elijah brought one of the necklaces forward. It was a classic, sophisticated piece that radiated femininity. The judge noted its beauty, but then addressed Gabriel. "I guess I just never understood why you did not just get 3 different things, Mr. Castillo." "I got a really good discount," Gabriel replied simply. Anna continued her story. She had looked at the statement and realized that the necklace she received was beautiful, but it was not worth $4,000 on its own. She knew Gabriel did not have sisters, and his mother would never wear something like that. She suspected there might be another woman. She took accountability for her actions. She had gone into his car and found a receipt for the same necklace, listed 3 times. Then, while he was in the shower, she went into his phone. She checked his direct messages and his text messages. She found that he had saved the other women under strange names. One was saved as Paolo's Pizza. Judge Ebony chuckled. "You are not messaging Paolo's Pizza about a nice necklace. That is some old-school player moves right there, Mr. Castillo." The judge read some of the messages aloud. One woman, the one labeled Paolo's Pizza, had sent a message saying the necklace was beautiful and hoping he had not spent too much. Gabriel had responded that no amount was too much for her, though he did mention the discount. The other woman was saved as You Like Jazz. She had messaged him saying she loved her new necklace, and he had replied, "Anything for my girl." Judge Ebony asked if these other 2 women knew they were part of a 3-woman situation. Gabriel admitted that they did not know, but he added that they had not asked. He seemed to believe that if they did not ask, he was not obligated to tell. Anna had not stopped at just reading the messages. She had actually contacted the other 2 women. She provided 2 affidavits to the court from Jasmine and the woman Gabriel had labeled as Paolo's Pizza. Judge Ebony was impressed by Anna's investigative skills, suggesting she might have missed her calling as a detective. The affidavits were telling. Jasmine wrote that until Anna contacted her, she thought she was Gabriel's only girlfriend. She called him a jerk and a womanizer, stating he should give Anna her money back. The other woman wrote that she thought she had Gabriel wrapped around her finger, but after talking to Anna, his charming facade had collapsed. She called him a conniving snake. Gabriel tried to defend himself by saying that the other women simply misunderstood the situation because Anna had not told them about their open relationship arrangement. He maintained that since he was not married, he was a single man who could do as he pleased. But the judge steered the conversation back to the core issue: the money. "Why are you using money from a joint savings account to buy gifts for other women?" she asked. Gabriel pointed out that Anna also spent money from the joint account on her friends. He provided receipts showing Anna had spent $531 on a baby shower gift and had also made purchases for her home office and a meal for her aunt. Judge Ebony pointed out the fundamental difference. One of those items was for her aunt, another was for a platonic friend's baby shower, and the other was for her own home. When you buy diamond necklaces for women you are having a romantic relationship with, it causes your partner pain. The judge understood that Gabriel had tried to keep his other lives secret, even using fake names in his phone. But his mistake was using the joint account. If he wanted to keep things separate, he should have used a separate account. Gabriel admitted he did not really have any independent money of his own. "Your failure to use a separate account put her on notice that something was wrong," the judge explained. "If you had really spent $4,000 on just her necklace, it would have looked much different." Finally, Judge Ebony reached her verdict. She dismissed Gabriel's counterclaim. She acknowledged that while Anna was wrong to go through his phone, Gabriel had set everything in motion by making a suspicious purchase on a joint account. As for Anna's claim, she had asked for $1,867, which represented half of the total spent on all 3 necklaces. She explained that since the other 2 women had given the necklaces back to her and wanted nothing to do with them, she felt she was entitled to half the money because it was her joint funds. Judge Ebony went a step further. "I do believe you should keep all 3 necklaces and do with them what you choose," she told Anna. "I think you have earned them, and I will award you your $1,867. I believe you deserve the money for your pain and your suffering." The ruling was in favor of the plaintiff. Gabriel was ordered to pay the full amount. As they prepared to leave, Anna looked at Gabriel one last time. "You are never going to find a girl with as much value as me," she said quietly. Gabriel shrugged. "I have 10 of you, even better." Anna shook her head. "That cannot even amount to half of me." Judge Ebony watched them go, hoping that the lesson of integrity and accountability would stay with them long after they left her courtroom. She had done her part to ensure that, in this space, justice was served.